Well, hello everybody again. Hey, just wanted to do a little bit of a follow-up after the debate. It's been a day since Obama's had the opportunity to go hide in the corner and lick his wounds a little bit and get some more talking points from his closest friend, the teleprompter. It's kind of interesting that the new Democrat talking point is that Mitt Romney wants to fire Big Bird. Okay, this is the new narrative from the left now because Big Bird's part of Sesame Street. Sesame Street's part of PBS, the public broadcast system, which is taxpayer paid. There is no provision, first of all, in the Constitution for the government to own television stations. That's something that Hugo Chavez and Fidel Castro would do, or Vladimir Putin would do. Old Pooty Poot. All a bunch of dictators. We don't need PBS. We certainly don't need to be spending money on it, taxpayer money. I think there are plenty of entertainment outlets, news outlets, from every political spectrum there is. We have the internet, and we just simply don't have the money to be spending on PBS. And that includes Big Bird. Now, what's funny is, again, the left says that Mitt Romney wants to fire Big Bird. Actually, it's not true. Seeing as PBS is getting government money to stay afloat, Mitt Romney simply wants to get Big Bird off welfare. That's right, you heard it here. Big Bird is a welfare recipient. He's probably one of the most popular characters from PBS. So I think what they ought to do is, perhaps one of the other Cartoon Network or one of these other networks that actually makes money for itself and doesn't cost the taxpayer money might be interested in buying the rights to Big Bird. I guess we can't have the Cookie Monster anymore, seeing as the government owns it. I think Michelle now has the Veggie Monster. This is what happens when government runs something. They start promoting an agenda. But so no, Mitt Romney's not trying to fire Big Bird. He's just trying to get Big Bird off of government welfare. That's the truth, folks. Democrats, you can't spin it. It's the truth. I mean, it is what it is. But what was interesting? This is what's kind of funny. We all saw, we've heard Obama for, the last year, the last 4 years, but particularly since he got into campaign mode, which he never really stops. He just kind of dialed it up. But we've all heard him, trash talking, and, running off at the mouth. He sure likes to talk a lot of smack when it's just him and a bunch of like-minded Obama zombies, and he's just out there spewing a bunch of lies. But we saw what happened in that debate when he was confronted by someone who's going to question him, because we can't leave it to the media. We saw Mitt Romney thoroughly dismantle Barack Obama. We've heard the excuses. Al Gore says it was the altitude. What? Did Barack Obama have altitude sickness? He blames the altitude for the poor performance. Some are now beginning to question. There is a scandal that is going to break, a campaign funding scandal where there are hundreds of millions of dollars from these untraceable credit cards from around the world funneling money into the Obama campaign. It happened in 2008, and it's happening now even worse. And I think maybe that's weighing on the president's mind. Where's that money coming from? I suspect there's going to be a lot of people with a lot of radical ties to, say, the Muslim Brotherhood and not so friendly Islamic organizations that are funneling a lot of money into the Obama campaign. And maybe that was weighing heavy on his mind. He was just waiting for that shoe to fall. But Barack Obama sure trash talks a lot until he's confronted face to face. When he goes man to man, you see how that coward just can't stand to look at another man in the eyes and have an honest debate with him. Obama is nothing more than a teleprompter tough guy. That's it. I coined the phrase. I own it. That phrase cannot be copyrighted. So I own it. It's mine. Obama is a teleprompter tough guy. You heard it here first. Look at the time and date stamp. That's mine. I originated it. Anyway, that's what he is. You know, he's a tough guy behind a teleprompter. When he's put man to man, face to face, he's a house of cards. He falls apart because he hasn't the facts. He hasn't the truth. The man is not humble. You know, a humble man, an intellectually honest man, a man who's not somehow mentally challenged, would have walked away from that debate after being so thoroughly scolded. I mean, he got scolded like a little schoolboy. I mean, the only thing left, like I said, you know, in another video, is for Mitt Romney to have taken Barack over his knee and just spanked him. I mean, because he thoroughly dismantled him. You know, I think a humble man, a man who you know would have walked away from that debate and said, "What the hell do I believe in?" You know, all these things that I believed in were just totally dismantled inside of an hour and a half. I got crushed. You know, but no, what does he do? He goes out, refreshes, gets his talking points, you know, from his handlers, and he gets back out there in front of his best friend, the teleprompter, and he's just rattling off again, mouthing off. I mean, this president has diarrhea of the mouth. It just runs on and on and on. And, you know, it gets old. Folks, 65 million people watched that video, that debate. You know, unscripted. Basically, it was unscripted. They had a general format, and Jim Lehrer, to his credit, let it go. You know, let him go back and forth. We saw what the president's mettle is. The man's not cut. He's not cut out to run a lemonade stand, let alone this country. His policies are reckless and dangerous. Unless you're, you know, a Muslim. You know, then it seems to be okay because he's gonna protect you. You know, he starts talking about the vitriol and this horrible video that nobody saw, but then he doesn't come out and condemn, you know, all the art that was just re-released again up in New York City, that cesspool of I think they call it the Piss Christ, where they take a crucifix and they put it in basically a jar of urine, okay? And what was interesting, when they did that, I mean, yeah, you know, we don't, as Christians, you know, we don't like it, we don't appreciate it, but did we go kill anybody? Did we burn any buildings down? Did we blow anything up? No. Now, Mr. Piss Christ creator, I dare you to go take a Quran and put it in a jar of urine. I guarantee you'll be hiding in the damn basement, you know, of your little flat out there in New York City, because you know Muslims will come, they'll kill you, they'll cut your damn head off, they'll burn your house down, they'll blow up the city block to get you. I guarantee it. Coward, go ahead, go insult them. Yeah, go ahead. But not to get off topic, that just kind of really infuriates me. But we all saw how the teleprompter tough guy acts. He mouths off before the debate, gets in the debate, he just gets mad and bitter, and he's factually challenged. I mean, we saw Obama looking down at his notepad, looking at Jim Lehrer. He looked everywhere but in Mitt Romney's eyes. You know, we saw the smirks and the scowls and the tense jaw lines. You know, I mean, you would have thought he would have just been humble enough to be like, wow, I need to reassess maybe where I believe on things, or maybe go out and get some facts. But no, what does he do? He just goes out the next day, got his talking points, and just spews off with the teleprompter. So there you have it. We got the commander-in-chief is boiled down to nothing more than a teleprompter tough guy. Anyway, appreciate you watching. Let's get Big Bird off of government welfare. And let's hold the teleprompter tough guy president. Let's hold him accountable for what he's done and what he wants to do. Again, I appreciate you watching.